Today I'm going to show you how to make some delicious vegan shortbread cookies. This recipe should make about 14 to 24 cookies. The ingredients you will need are 1 3/4 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 cup of margarine, a half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you'd like to make frosting at the end, you will also need some extra powdered sugar and water. The materials you will need are an oven, 2 medium-sized mixing bowls, a whisk, a spatula, and a cookie sheet. Cookie cutters and a butter knife for icing are also optional. Now that we have all of our materials ready, we can get started. First, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. In our medium mixing bowl, we're going to whisk together our 1 3/4 cup of flour and our 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. In another bowl, we're going to beat our 1 cup of margarine. You can use an electric mixer for this. If you don't have one, you can use your hands or a spatula. Basically, you're just trying to soften it right now. Now we add our half a cup and 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar into the beaten butter. And you'll also want to add in the vanilla extract at this time. You can use whatever you need to mix this together, whether it be your hands, a whisk, a spatula, a spoon, anything. Whatever will really combine it well for you. Now that our wet mixture is completely combined, we are going to add our dry mixture into the wet. Do this by adding small increments at a time. Now is a time where you just need to decide for your own mixture what it needs. So for me, mine needed more margarine, so that's exactly what I'm adding. Now it's time that we can cut our cookies. First, you'll want to sprinkle some all-purpose flour on your countertop. Now, just press out your dough. If your mixture is slightly greasy, you may want to add some flour on top of it also. You can use cookie cutters or a cup or anything you want to cut out your cookies to make your desired shape. I will be using this cup that I got from Chuck E. Cheese to make star cookies. So to cut out my cookies, I'm just going to roll out my dough about 1 inch thick and then firmly press down with my cup and take the dough around the star away. Now I have made 1 cookie. These can be hard to transfer, so I do suggest using a spatula if your cookie sheet is kind of far away. Now, just repeat the process. I've just cut out my cookies and I was able to make 11. Now I'm just taking my cookie sheet and placing my cookies on it 2 inches apart on either side. Now that your cookies are laid out on the cookie sheet, you'll want to put them in the oven for 13 minutes at first. After that, check them every 2 minutes. They will be done whenever they're light brown around the outside and only slightly soft. Here are my cookies at 13 minutes. I'm going to leave them in for 2 more minutes and I'll check in with you guys then. Here are my cookies now at the 15-minute mark. I'm gonna leave them in for 2 more minutes and I'll check in with you guys then. Here are my cookies now at the 17-minute mark. As you can see, they're brown around the edges, and when I poke a fork into them, the fork comes out clean and they are pretty hard. So this is whenever you know that the cookies are done. Now that the baking process is all done, it's time to let our cookies cool. You can do this by placing them on a cooling rack or on a plate. We should let them cool for about 15 minutes before icing them. Also, you can put them in the refrigerator if you want them to cool just a bit faster. Now that my cookies are in the fridge and cooling, I'm going to teach you how to make some awesome icing for them. For this, you'll need just some powdered or confectioner's sugar and a small amount of water. For this, I'm just taking this 1 cup measuring cup, and I'm going to add in about a cup of powdered sugar. Now, I'm just going to add about half of this cup, or maybe a fourth of it, of water. I'm going to add the water in small increments. Now you can add whatever color you want to the icing. For my cookies, I'm not going to add any color, but of course that's completely optional. Alright, I'll get back with you guys whenever my cookies are cooled. Now that it has been 15 minutes of my cookies cooling, it's time to ice them. To do this, I'm just going to grab a cookie and put it on my plate. Get a good scoop of icing, place it in the middle, and then spread it to all the edges. Now just do this to every cookie. So there you have it. Our cookies are all done. It really was that easy. I hope that you all try many different variations of this recipe. Happy baking!